Hi, my friends. It's Pat Sloan here. Thank you for all of the notes about my recap video of my 15 years of making movies, as Mr. Greg says. Are you making movies? So it was really fun to do that video, fun for me, and I really appreciate all of you that enjoyed it and left me comments. So today I have a little smorgasbord of things. First, we're going to have gnomes, a gnome visit, and I'm going to have that at the end of the video. But what I did is we had a power outage, pretty long one, 7 hours during the day. It was 94 degrees outside, and so we had like the blinds closed to keep the house cool, which worked really well. It was a little bit overcast that day, but I needed to find some stuff that I could do without electric, and I did, and I got a huge project done. So let's take a look. With the electric out, I thought, well, let me just see if there's any of these that need trimmed, and it turns out that I pretty much trimmed everything, but I have this small one that I thought, well, while I'm doing another project's binding, I'm just going to get this Stronger Together out and see if I can find the binding for it, because these were done with some very specific fabrics, and I think I might have the navy, which is here, this navy, but I thought maybe I did binding. So I looked in here. Oh, what do I got? My notes. These are ones that did not have binding. Secret Lies. I mean, I could cut binding. That's one thing I could do because it's still light enough. All of these need stronger together, needs binding, so binding was not cut for that one. So what I could do would be actually to cut binding for all of these, because I have some actually shows lighter on camera than it really is. We're keeping well, it's a little overcast, so that's helping, but there behind my house, this is a really it's a road that people use quite a bit, and so it's all blocked off. It's been blocked off since midnight last night. And just down the way is where the power pole is that they are fixing. Oh, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I think that's what I'll do. So we quilters, when we are tossed some lemons, we make lemonade really well. Quilting lemonade. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to cut bindings for the rest of these and mark them with the different sheets. I thought I saw it the other day when I was in there getting some of the navy fabric out. So here it is. See, it's got these little flecks in it, and so that's the one that I will use. And so I will, got a nice big chunk of this. So I will do binding for that. Well, the other thing is I need to cut the backing for Flo, the flamingo. Yeah, I could do that too. So I have plenty to do. Plenty. So for the Secret Lives of Color, I originally was thinking black and white, but I forgot that this is kind of a cream and black, and I don't have a cream and black stripe. And so the white against there just doesn't look good. Makes it look dingy, makes the border look dingy, because this is kind of a crisp white. So I thought, well, there's a lot of pink in the Secret Lives of Color, and I think there might be enough of this pink. And the pink is kind of dusty, which, whoops, sorry about that. Kind of a dusty pink. There we go. So that actually looks kind of nice, this dusty pink. All right, then the other thought was, what about a gingham? All right, so I've got a gray gingham, which is nice, because that's like a little toned down. There we go. See, that looks really good. And then I have the more smaller, a little bit smaller gingham. There, I'm gonna move. So that one also looks good. But I'm looking at this pink stripe. Let me just see. I have to measure, see if I have enough of it. Next up is the Happy Everything. Do you remember that one? Whoops, I'm hitting the blinds there. Remember the pumpkin? Look, the little mermaids. So I think I'm going to go ahead with this gray plaid that I pulled. So that's the one I'm going to cut for this. All right, decision made. This is one of my favorite quilts I've done because the fabrics were so fun. There was all these sort of retro camping fabrics, and look at this. Just so cute. There's some darling owls. So here, this is the marshmallow and the chocolate for the s'mores dancing. There's this cute retro owl. I just had so much fun doing this. I'll show you more of it when I get the binding. But I had to pick a binding because I didn't save one off. And this was done quite a long time ago. And so I didn't save a binding fabric. So I think I'm going to go for a brown. I think like a chocolate brown. So let me look for something. Found some options. Here's one that I've been using a lot. I bought a lot of this and I've used it a lot of different ways. It just seems to work, and I really like it because it's got that little bit of red in it, and these have a little bit of, well, they're purpley and orange, you know, burnt orange in there. And then there's just a sort of grunge, which is got a little bit of texture. Do you see? But on binding, you're not going to see, you know, just a little bit. Either one, but I'm leaning towards the one I've had tons of. What is it called? Sorry, there we go. Bramblewood by Betsy Tutchin. I think I just got a bunch of yardage of it on sale at somewhere because this is what I have left, and there still must be over a yard here, maybe more, 2 yards or something. So I think that's it. I'm gonna use that one. This is one of my favorite quilts I've done because the fabrics were so fun. There was all these sort of retro camping fabrics, and look at this. Just so cute. There's some darling owls. So here, this is the marshmallow and the chocolate for the s'mores dancing. There's this cute retro owl. I just had so much fun doing this. I'll show you more of it when I get the binding. But I had to pick a binding because I didn't save one off, and this was done quite a long time ago. And so I didn't save a binding fabric. So I think I'm going to go for a brown. I think like a chocolate brown. So let me look for something. Found some options. Here's one that I've been using a lot. I bought a lot of this and I've used it a lot of different ways. It just seems to work, and I really like it because it's got that little bit of red in it, and these have a little bit of, well, they're purpley and orange, you know, burnt orange in there. And then there's just a sort of grunge, which is got a little bit of texture. Do you see? But on binding, you're not going to see, you know, just a little bit. Either one, but I'm leaning towards the one I've had tons of. What is it called? Sorry, there we go. Bramblewood by Betsy Tutchin. I think I just got a bunch of yardage of it on sale at somewhere because this is what I have left, and there still must be over a yard here, maybe more, 2 yards or something. So I think that's it. I'm gonna use that one. Well, you can see here I can't do my regular calculation of just cutting a strip for binding, you know, and then how many strips do I need, because there's like a fourth of it missing. So I'll have to do extra strips, but I have a ton. I probably have 2 yards of it with this. I must use it for a border or something. So a big piece of it missing, or for, you know, yeah. But it's easy. I still can calculate pretty easily. So I went ahead and just cut 8, which is probably more than I need. But this is what I'm doing. I have a note as to what all this goes to. Here's a hanging sleeve. I was doing calculations. I'm going to clip it with a clip. And then I've got the binding, because I still don't have any power. It's been out for almost 5 hours now. And so I've just been working on these projects. And so I need to clip all this together, put this away, fold the quilt back up, and put it back on the shelf. And then the brown fabric goes back in that bin, back on the shelf. And then I only have, if you can see down there, there's 2 on the chair. So those are the next 2, and then I will be done with this. So power might still be a couple more hours. That's the outside time frame. So we'll see. Do you remember doing the spools? Did you do this one with me? So cute. So I did keep these fabrics which are cut from the backing, which I can do a hanging sleeve from. And I think I still have which fabric line is this? Come on, pack, come on. It's Morrison Park. That's what I was going to say. Just need to check. So I can do the stripe, the binding rather, with the stripe. So I think I'm going to do that. And then these are the hanging sleeves. And then just one more. Okay, that's not going to work. This is all the width that I have, and I need to cut it this way. It's long, but the binding like this is not going to be effective. So I put it over here. I could use this, which is a different width, but I think that'd be funky. Or I might be able to get enough of it, just make it a little bit scrappy with these, which the other stuff that I saved. So, not sure. I didn't really use these on the front at all. And I don't have the others. I don't have any of the others. I do have like a plaid, like this gingham stuff. Here, this one's small enough. I can see what that looks like. Sort of like mixing these textures, I don't know, but that might work. The gingham on there. Don't really see it that much. Kind of blends in with, I like it. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay, maybe not. I'm just looking at this. These are Aurifil spools. So they're orange spools, are wonderful 50 weight. What if I put an orange binding on there? Let me get one out to try. There's an orange polka dot. And I have plenty. What do you think? Okay, I love it. I love it. That pop of orange on the outside brings that spool color out. Okay. Yes. So the final one that I'm doing, which only means I have one more, and it's really big, and I don't think I have any binding that works. I'm going to have to buy some, so I'm not even getting into that one. And it's pretty old, so it'll wait. This has been plenty. So I did have strips cut for binding, which is this fabric here from Birdsong. And that means I just need to cut a hanging sleeve, and I have some of the light blue version of that. So I'll just cut a hanging sleeve from this, and then this can, then we'll have that one done. There's still, well, I'll recap. This is just cutting. Like I started at about 1:30, and it's 5 o'clock doing all these quilts. Alrighty, I did 9 bindings. So here's some of the quilts sitting here. All these bindings, and then these 3, plus a lot of them have hanging sleeves. I had to trim a couple of them. I also cut the fabric for Miss Florence's backing. And I didn't cut the, I should do that. I think I should cut the binding. I think I'm going to do gray. I'm going to do gray for Florence. I haven't quite decided. I don't really want to do the stripe because that's too weird. It's just stripe on stripe. So maybe the light pink. Maybe this light pink out here again. Okay, so I got to cut that one. And then it is 5:30, right? 5:30. No electric yet, but it looks like it's going to be soon. All right, I'm not going to lie. That was incredibly boring. For me to spend that much time, I probably spent about 5 hours of that segment, you know, to do that segment. I mean, all the time, taking the quilts, the measuring, the cutting, and I still have to sew the binding strips together and press them, but everything is packaged and marked and documented, and the things are back on the shelf, all except for one, which I will get to at some point. Now, Miss Florence, the flamingo, here she is in all of her glory. I really, really love this combination. I'm so happy that I went with that. So that pink with that little skinny red pinstripe, it just turned out so good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I picked the ballerina pink for the binding, but we'll see when I get there. I think that's what I cut, but I don't know. The stripe just won't work. Stripe on stripe, it'll just be, yeah, my eyes, no go. So we'll see. But I have the backing hanging there to sew it together to get it put up. So let's go visit the gnomes. The gnomes have been having a tremendous amount of fun in Ohio with our ambassador, Yvonne. Let's take a look. After a good night's sleep, the gnomes woke up to find out it was time for a horse riding lesson. Miss Erin was there giving lessons to her daughter, and so they rode along. Then Yvonne and her husband Ralph took the gnomes to the Medina County Fair. Yay for the county fair. They really loved the bee building. Had to take a few photos, of course. Bees are a gnome's best friend. But the bunnies stole everybody's heart. All different kinds of bunnies. How sweet. Well, then Norm and Ralph went to look at the new equipment display. Now, this is farm equipment, and Norm was quite excited about the opportunity of maybe getting one of those skid steers on the tracks. Now, I have no idea what that is, but Yvonne told me that's what it's called. But Nanette decided that they maybe didn't have enough room for such a fun toy, so Norm just did a bunch of window shopping. And while they were looking at the equipment, Nanette was checking out the quilts. And she took, Yvonne came along with Nanette. And there's a first place and a best of show. So awesome. So awesome. The guys caught up with them, took some pictures of Yvonne's entry. Yay, Yvonne! Now, the gnomes wanted to ride the gnomes. Norm, Nanette, Baby Bob, and little Lucy wanted to do some rides. They wanted to go out and see what was going on at the fair, all the different things. There was a photo contest held at the 4-H booth, and little Miss Lucy won Best of Show. Of course, look at her. Look how darling she is. On the last day of the fair, the girls relaxed with Yvonne, and Norm went with Ralph and his grandson Lane to the farm stock tractor pull. His new friend Lane placed second place. Wow, that is fantastic. It was a super great day. Now, Norm decided maybe he would rent a plane. Of course, they were giving out special airplane licenses to the gnomes, and he would rent a plane. Well, it didn't go so well, and he crashed at the Groovy Plants Ranch. Everyone was okay. Then they decided they'd just spend the time looking around, playing hide and seek. Baby Bob and little Lucy just love the glass mushrooms. I love those mushrooms. They are fabulous. And then they went in the shrine house. Look how cool that is. So their mom Nanette let the littles play for a while. Okay, after this, everybody went with Yvonne on the Ohio shop hop. How exciting. All Ohio shop hop. They must have like a north and a south shop hop or something. So they went to Mercantile on Main in Coshocton, Ohio. There is the owner, Denise, and she was posing with the gnomes. So fun. After the quilt shop, Yvonne and her daughter Aubrey took the gnomes to the Sunflower Festival. The best, a Sunflower Festival. These gnomes have had the best time. So Baby Bob and little Lucy then made an announcement. They have fallen in love with Felicia the feline and convinced their parents, Norm and Nanette, that they could take her home. So now they have a kitty of their very own. Now they are off to new adventures. They have a couple more stops and before their worldwide tour ends. Thank you, Yvonne, for giving them such an awesome visit. I just love these gnome visits. We only have basically 2 more stops and their world tour is over. It's been a long tour, but it's been a fun one. There's still more fun to be had with the gnomes, and then they'll settle into their regular life instead of traveling the world. Okay, before we close up, it is Harry Potter's birthday, and so if you are a huge Harry Potter fan, please share your Harry Potter quilts. So I know many of you have done them. I've seen them over the years. So today is your day to celebrate and share those quilts over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. All right, my friends. So thank you for joining me today. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.